And hello, this is the overview of Kenyu, Taco Tongue, and Evil Eyebrow. This is my second time recording this because the first time I forgot to turn on the microphone. Well, Taco Tongue, that's when you can roll your tongue up in the shape of a taco. Some people can do it, some people can't. And the Evil Eyebrow is when you can raise one eyebrow but not the other one. This data is faked data here. It's not based on anything we did in class. But you can see that there is a way to take the numbers inside of the table and fit them into the Venn diagram. So the overlap would be the place where you can both Evil Eyebrow and Taco Tongue. You notice there is a number 7 outside of the table, or rather outside of the circles, that is still inside of the rectangle right here. The rectangle stands for the population, so that would be everyone. And these 7 people can do neither. So we'll look at the notes at the end. It's a very mechanical way that you can do that. We also have these numbers on the edges. These are called the marginal values because they're at the margins. And they are useful for answering questions about probability. In fact, it gives you the grand total. There in the corner, 30 is the grand total. So as you go through here, we can see that they were able to answer certain questions. Some are inside the table, like the first 4 questions here actually are found outside the table. These 4 here and here outside the table. And the next 4 questions here are formed from numbers that are inside the table. So keeping it real basic. Okay, and our next topic is mutual exclusion. So mutual means together and exclusive means outside of. That means both events are outside of each other. So you can either Evil Eyebrow or not Evil Eyebrow. It's one or the other. That's what we mean by mutually exclusive. There is no overlap between the two. It's kind of like Hamlet, to be or not to be. Famous rock song, you got to let me know, should I stay or should I go? It's one or the other. And you notice that also when you add those together, the word or is basically translating into addition. Oh, oops, I didn't mean to cross that out. Or and addition are kind of synonymous in probabilities. And it adds up to 100% because that's everybody. However, you can have events that are not mutually exclusive. That means there's some overlap in their Venn diagrams. When you draw one circle, you draw another circle, there's a place in the middle where you can be both. And yes, there are people that can Taco Tongue, and yes, there are people that Evil Eyebrow. And so if you just add those probabilities together, this part right here adds up to more than 100%. And you have to compensate by subtracting the overlap. Let's go back to the table for a second. So what we're saying is that there are 15 people that can both Taco Tongue and Evil Eyebrow. These 15 people, they are inside the number 18. And these 15 people are also inside the number 20. So you cannot simply add 18 and 20 together. It's more than the number of people you have. So because 15 is in there twice, you have to subtract it once. Subtract the overlap. And that's what this general addition formula says to do. When we have an or between 2 events, add them together, yes, but if they share anything in common, that has to be subtracted away. And we see that here in the notes. The two-way table, very mechanically. You see the coordination of the colors here. Blue, and blue, very mechanically will transfer into the Venn diagram. You just have to memorize it. And then you have the rule stated as a formula using a couple of symbols. The union symbol looks like a U, and the intersection symbol, which basically translates to the word and. That would be our overlap. Intersection is overlap. Think about the intersection of two roads. A place where maybe a north-south road meets an east-west road is an intersection. Okay, so we'll see you then in part 2, where we talk about conditional probability.